Hey guys, it's Friday evening as well. It's the 27th. As I mentioned this morning, this month has flown by. Just seems like the other day I was talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire, bringing in September with their song. Best song ever. Everyone likes Earth, Wind, and Fire, as they should. Um, and now it's the 27th, with 3 more days. We're into October. Halloween season for those who like Halloween season. Um, So I might talk some more about breathwork if anyone is interested. People really seem to have a big interest in breathwork. However, here's the question: do you practice it? Is it an occasional thing that you pull out of your toolbox when you think that you need it, which isn't bad? But if you practice it every day as a modality, um, meaning that it literally is a practice, it's not an occasional thing that you pull out when you need it, when you feel that you need energy or calm down or you're stressed out. When you do it every day, it literally changes your central nervous system. You rewire yourself. Hey, Nightmare, how are you, my friend? You rewire yourself to be responsive over reactive. You save those reactionary times for when you need it, when there really is a saber-toothed tiger hanging out, when there really is a woolly mammoth that needs to be chased after. Then you're reactive, when you need it. You don't need to be reactive in line in a supermarket, in line in a bank, um, in a traffic jam. You need to be responsive. 90% of the time in life, 99% of the time in life, we need to be responsive over reactive. Here's the thing: we shouldn't choose to be reactive. Otherwise, it's not a reaction, is it? If we get in that hyper tense space and we don't have the ability to get out of it, we're stuck. Let's see. Nightmare says, good, Eric. How are you? I'm good, my friend. Thanks for asking. Tim says, hello again, brother. Nice to see you, Tim. Smack the thumbs up, people, on your way in. Let's show Yogi some love and support. Much appreciated. Be Confident says, hello, friend. Hello, Confident. How are you? Hey, it was nice to see you over at our Toy Pups. Is she still live streaming? Confidence says, yes, I went to Toy Pups. Yep, I saw you there. And she's still alive. Nice. It's a nice long live session. I admire those. She's going, what, on 3 hours, I think? 2 hours? I admire those who can do that. I have in the past. I'm not sure everyone needs that much of me. I'm not sure I need that much of me. So I love that term. I love the word responsibility, but I like breaking it down. Our ability to respond ability, meaning it's mindful, it's thoughtful, and it's always correct in the situation versus reaction. How many times have you been in a heated discussion? I don't know. Heck, let's just call it what it is. You've been in an argument with your spouse, with your child, with your uh, neighbor, whoever, and it escalated past the point of comfort. I'm not saying it got violent, but it just got louder than you would like it to. You said some things that you regret. That's being reactive. You don't need to be reactive in a fight with your spouse. You don't need to be active with a fight with your child. You need to be responsive. Let's see. Confidence says, I'm currently in the hospital with my daughter. Sorry, not hospital. I meant dentist. Okay, that's much better. I hope the appointment's going well for her. Says my thinking is all messed up. It's been a really busy day for me. Understandable. Tim says, prayers up, confident. Nice, Tim. Confident says, well, she only has like one cavity. Well, that's good. Glad that she's taking care of her teeth. Let's see. I can't really see your profile photo. I'm going to click on your link. Hey, that's nice. It seems very fitting for you. Let's see. That's honestly good advice, Yogi. Well, yeah, every once in a while, something good comes out. That's the gift. Honestly, that's the gift of meditation and breath work. However, not everyone wants to take the time to meditate. I wish they would, because it would change the world. You cultivate a sense of peacefulness and mindfulness when you meditate. However, here's the good news. Breath work, 3 times a day and therapeutically as needed. Less than 5 minutes each time you do it. So we're talking about less than 15 minutes for the entirety of the day. And you get 90% of the benefits of meditation. Maybe 95%. You literally rewire your central nervous system. You become responsive over reactive, and yet you have that reactivity in reserve for when you really need it. Hey, Kayla, my friend, how are you? Nice to see you. Be confident says, overall, I'm a mystery person. Hey, Mir, how are you, my friend? Mir says, hey, Sir Yogi, beautiful people there. Mir says, hey to Kayla. Confidence says, hello, my new friend, Mir. Tim says, hello to Mira and Kayla. We can do a little behind the scenes finagling. When you get a certain age, and I'm going to say 59 is that age, you get to use words like finagle. Finagle? I think that's how it's said, right? You get to use the old man words. Confident drops the link from here. So as I mentioned before, Mir says, Sir Yogi, yep, I was hanging out with Mir for a little bit earlier, and I still have him up. He is, let's see. He is still alive. And I see Be Confident is there. Stephanie and Skits. And our friend Sabine is here. Sabine, my friend, how are you? Sabine, I do not have an onion taped to my toe. I wish I did. Hey, poor man, how are you? I ordered an onion specifically so I could tape it to my toe. And they didn't put it in the order. What's new, poor man? Hey, thanks for the kind words with the 40 with the 20 kilogram, 40 pounds. Back in the day, that was a warm-up weight. I've actually done a get-up 15 years ago with the 48 kilogram, 108 pounder. I need to get an onion, Sabine. Like I said, I ordered one from Whole Foods, and they did not send me. They sent me everything else. They didn't send me an onion. They charged me for an onion, but they didn't send it to me. Sabine says, good evening, everyone. Mira says, hey to poor man. Be confident says, Yogi, I want your complete honest opinion. Do you believe in time travel? Interesting. It's an interesting thought. I do, but maybe not in the way that we think of it. I think that, you and I have talked about this before. And time being an illusion, as Einstein said, albeit a persistent illusion. So with time being an illusion, if we can see through the illusion, and some have, I haven't, I'm still mirrored in the illusion. Mirrored or mirrored in the illusion, caught up in the illusion. However, I've had some peaks, I've had some glimpses. But I know people who have been practicing meditation for 50 plus years, who they can do some pretty extraordinary things. Sabine says, "Oh, not good. Sorry to hear that." Thank you. I was sorry too. Honestly, I was looking forward to taping an onion to my foot. Poor man says, "Good, you cutting firewood." Didn't you mention you heat your house almost entirely, or did you say entirely, through firewood? Confidence says, the Mir, his entire name. That's a very beautiful name. Are you Indian? He is Pakistani. Pakistanian? Which one is it? Confidence says, I love the culture. Poor man says, if I don't respond to message, I'm listening while working. Gotcha. Confidence says, I think your answer is correct. It's what I think. Let's see. Mir says, I am Pakistan, brother. Speed says she's fine. Skid says, I just arrived, and before I say hello, I would like some damn justice for hair exhaust onion. Me too. Me too. Justice for onion. Let's make that trend. Hashtag justice for onions. That was funny. Skits. That was really funny. Hi everyone. Hope you're all smiling. That made me smile. That made me smile even deeper. Speed says Timo's still in the middle of editing. He says, yep, Skits, me too. Laughing. Thank you both. I appreciate that. Finally, someone is standing up. Finally, there'll be justice for onion. I say we take it to the street, guys. Signs, pickets. Be Confident says, I'm British, live in Mississippi. Speak German and English and Spanish. I barely speak English. I speak English, just not very well. Let's see, that Timo is still editing. I'm not surprised because it's Friday. We're 2 days away now from Super Sunday, Premier Sunday. Sunday, there's the promise of mountains, I heard from Timo. Confidence says, weird combination, I know. How did you end up in Mississippi from England? If you don't mind me asking. Poor man says, yep, 100%, getting ready to split a bunch of stumps. Nice. I got a friend in West Virginia. I think he's only about 80%. Be Confident says, I don't like the word weird. Instead, I like to use the word unique or different. I love the word weird, but I love it as spelled W-Y-R-D, which is the Germanic tribal shamanism spelling of it. And weird means web, and it means web of connection. and it sees the universe in the shamanic tradition. It sees the universe as a giant web. And if you tug on one strand of the web, the entirety of the universe vibrates. Just one strand. And each of us are a strand within a strand. So when we connect with another, the entirety of the universe vibrates with that connection. It's absolutely beautiful. But seeing it that way, when something strange, odd would happen, when a meaningful coincidence, a synchronicity would happen, they would say that is just weird, meaning that's just the connection. That's just the web of the universe. But over time, it became weird as in, that's weird. Isn't that weird? But yeah, weird, one of my favorite words, W-Y-R-D. Last year, I was talking and writing about it quite a bit. What's up, runner boy? We get some German from Sabine. Confidence says, good evening to you also, Sabine. Runner boy says, Yogi, I posted a short of my Gripper X loading. I'll check it out, runner boy. It was a fun live. I'm glad I had more time to hang out. A lot of times when you're live, it's when I'm heading outside and do my morning walk. So I have you up. I leave you up and running, but I don't get to hang out that much. But this time, I was able to hang out. Confidence says it's a long story, but I can explain. The Confidence says, I love the word weird. It's highly symbolic. We should all aspire to have that connection, that being a web within the infinite strands of the universe. Sabine says, Premier is done. He is editing a bunch of short videos. Gotcha. Nice. The Confidence says, I agree with whatever Yogi believes. Now he's my teacher now. We are all each other's teachers. I learn from you guys every single day. I learn from everyone, even the people who come in with ill intent. Even, I don't really like calling them trolls, although some of them certainly are. But they all have something to teach us. Oh, look at Runner Boy right off the bat. You see that? Be confident. Runner Boy says, be new profile pic. Skits is laughing and says, be careful what you talk. Man, that's the second big laugh that you've given me today. Be careful what you tug. I would like to say that I'm always careful what I tug. I'm going to go on record to say 100%, full throttle. I am always careful what I tug. And my wish for every one of you, that you are just as careful too. Confidence says, yes, runner. That's sharp eyes, runner boy. Skit says, evening, runner boy. Hope you had a nice day. Runner boy was breaking gym equipment today. Hey, One Tap, how are you? One Tap says, brother, how are you today? How is the weather? It's raining out. It's been raining since Sunday. It's going to keep raining until next Wednesday at least. How about you, my friend? How's the weather in Switzerland, Sabine? Runner Boy says, yes, Skits, I think you were like my last short. Like I said, destroying gym equipment. Fortunately, it was his own gym equipment. Confidence says, and I moved to Mississippi, Yogi, because it was a good job opportunity for me. And my daughter relocated, also in terms of school. Nice. I'm glad that it's worked out for both you and your daughter. I'm glad it worked out for your daughter, because I get the feeling, I haven't known you long, but I get the feeling that you would make it work out for you as long as it was okay for your daughter. If your daughter was thriving, you would do whatever was necessary to make it work. You just strike me as someone who is a very caring, considerate father who puts the well-being of his child above all else. And I admire that. Runner Boy says, the weirdest part of all of us. It absolutely is. Well said, Runner Boy. Not surprisingly, Runner Boy is got a deep philosophy. I've mentioned this before. Confidence is true. Sabine has to go. You all have fun. See you later. Take care, everyone. Bless you all. Bless you, my friend. Thanks for hanging out, Sabine. Skid says, nice. Let me check it out, Runner Boy. Let's see. Runner Boy says, isn't weird part of the Norse folklore. It started out Germanic, but it probably spread. The Germanic and Norths are, if I'm not mistaken, interconnected. A fine line between the two. You guys hear my cat complaining? The confidence says a little bit of it. I didn't message though. Bruno Boy says today and tomorrow are sunny, then back to rain. I'm glad you're getting a break. I know it's been pretty bad there for quite some time. Hey, be confident. Do you miss England at all? Runner Boy says my back is. I was going to ask about that. Feeling a lot better after I had a shower. Nice, good. Confidence says yes. I don't care about myself. I want to help my daughter. Yeah, I get that feeling. I get that feeling about you. The confidence says I had a sister. I don't know where she is now. Her name was Mocha. Mocha is my ex-wife's name. But if my Mocha was your Mocha as a sister, then you would actually have two sisters because she's a twin. I've never met anyone else named Mocha before. Confidence says, oh, you have a cat. Cool. I have two cats, two adopted cats. Got them when they were 10 years old, had them for about 2 years. They were sisters in a shelter, twins. I don't know if they were twins, but they were bonded. And the person at the shelter was afraid that people would no one wanted black cats. And they were afraid that maybe someone would take one and not the other. They'd been together for 10 years. And they told that to Mocha, my Mocha. And she told it to me. And I was like, well, that's that. I got to get the cats. Got to bring them home. Hey, Tandra. Tandra says, hi, Yogi. How is your toe? The toe hurts a lot. And it's messing me up because I went on my 3-mile walk run, my second one for the day. And it was causing me to change my gait to keep pressure off the toe, which caused a shin splint and threw my back out of whack. And it's amazing, one little thing, and how the entire body is affected by it. Unfortunately, much to Skitz's outrage, as well as Sabine's, I don't have an onion to tape to my toe. Fortunately, I believe Skitz is getting to the bottom of it. Let's see. Runner Boy says Runner Boy has superhuman strength. He has an iron grip. Confidence says I miss it a lot. That's odd. Confidence says, okay, well, it's interesting getting to know you. You as well, my friend. Confidence says, I've heard rumors of me having a second sister as well as a brother. Interesting. Sometime Milka will be popping in here. She's been busy in school right now. Tanya says, all right, maybe best to rest for a while. Probably. Am I going to do it? Probably not. Burpees was tough too, because you're coming right down on the toe every rep. Front Boy says, Yogi, if you close the door on the other toe, it will take the pain away from the sore one now. Or I would have 2 sore toes, and I still wouldn't have an onion to tape to them. Confidence says, well, my mocha I only knew as a kid, 9 years older than me. Runner Boy says, Yoga, you can learn to be a pro hopper. Hey, what's the pay? What do the professionals make? Yeah, all this time I've been an amateur hopper, and I didn't know that I could actually be a full-time professional hopper. Confidence says, well, the truth is my family kind of separated. Yeah, I sort of got that impression, what you were saying. Skid says, get this man an onion. Justice for onions. Justice or onions. Either or. If I don't get justice, I want an onion. One of the two. It's not like I was asking for much, man. Ask for 1 onion. Runner Boy says, I'm like an onion. I have many layers and smell. That was funny, Runner Boy. I suspected that. Not about the layers. I don't think you're very deep, but I suspected that you smelled. Confidence says, Yogi, are you by any chance from Eastern United States? I am. I was born in Pennsylvania, but I live in Maryland. Be Confident says, Trek reference, Runner Boy. Nice that you got that. I didn't get that. Tim says, I'm still here. Tim, you are officially a moderator, my friend. You've been showing up. You've been kind. You've been just a really essential, important part of the conversation. So I wanted to make sure that you were appreciated. You could connect to people if you want. People could connect with you. I know you're not really doing content right now, but you never know. Runner Boy says you need to ask Jimmy about Pro Hopper Pay. I will ask Jiminy. Jiminy. Gotcha. Confidence says, you said you live in Maryland? I do live in Maryland. Tim is helping wife put groceries away. It's a good husband. It's a sign of a good husband. Tim says, thank you, sir. You're welcome, my friend. Skid says, let's go, Tim. Confident says, Tim, subscribe done. And drops the link. Thank you, Be Confident. So I mentioned this quite a bit. Anyone wants to learn meditation or breath work, and I highly recommend learning how to do breath work. I recommend both, but again, not everyone wants to meditate twice a day, 20 minutes. You could skimp by with 15. I think 20 minutes twice a day is the bare minimum. You could do 30 minutes once a day, as was recommended by my first meditation teacher. Depends on your practice, really. But breath work takes so little time, and it's the perfect toolbox. It's the perfect tool to have for your toolbox. Runner Boy says, so anyway, what I'm saying is, if you want to learn, reach out to me, send me an email, or look me up on Facebook. And I'll teach you for free, absolutely for free. I am a certified breathwork coach and a certified meditation teacher. Nominally, I make my living that way. I'm supposed to make my living that way, but I'm giving it up to teach for free so I can be a YouTube star. So far, that's not working out either. Let's see. Runner Boy says, Jim is a little green guy. Might be hard to find. Nope. I got two in the house. Two in the house. But you will definitely hear him. Yeah, I do. This time of year, they find their way inside. And you're right. They are hard to find. Um, Tomorrow, I'll probably do a members live stream doing a guided breath work if anyone is interested. One boy says my watch hours have, in fact, still went down. How can that be? You got more and more people watching you, Runner Boy. All right, we need to fix that. If anyone ever has any spare time, they can put Runner Boy up, give him some watch hours, go through a playlist. Much appreciated. Honestly, Runner Boy should be monetized now. He's got the subscription. He puts out quality material. And in my opinion, I think Runner Boy does some of the best voiceovers on any video. I'm not just talking workout video, but across the board. I think he does some of the best voiceovers. Tanya says, I've been watching Runner Boy last few days so far. Thank you, Tandra. Runner Boy says, no idea this week's lives have went well. At least my watch time is at 22 September. Yeah, they usually hold 5 days back. It's almost always 5 days back. But that's good because you know you got 5 in reserve. Skid says, Runner Boy, as from tomorrow, I'm going to have you on tab in the background for a week. Nice, Skits. That's awesome. It's the way to do it, guys. And then we all focus on others. That's what we did for Optimob. I have Tandra and Jace and Runner Boy and Trending Live as the big four. Tandra's at 364 subscribers. As I mentioned, supposedly, I watched the video YouTube put out where they're saying that now you only need 500 subscribers for the initial monetizing. You still need 3,000 watch hours, but that means now at 364 for Tandra, we can really concentrate on the watch hours. I'm all in for helping people because as I mentioned, I had friends, some I just met, who, for whatever reason they had, decided they were going to help me. They were going to help me get monetized, and they had me up 24/7. Milka had me up 24/7. My friend Elise, who some of you know as Empress of the New Earth, Walking with Goldie, had me up all through the day, all through the night. Mayhem and Miracles helped me out tremendously. Eric Lapointe, always. So, man, when you get that gift, the only thing you can do is give it back. Tim says, hello everyone in chat that I missed. Skid says, Runner Boy. Yep, we've read that. I know this sounds crazy, but my goal is 1K supporters by December 31st, 2024, with absolutely no content getting there. You know what? It does sound crazy, but in just the right way. You know what I mean? You got to be crazy. You got to take those big leaps of faith that this is what I'm going to do, this is what I want to do, and you don't even need a reason. You'll get there. You said, let me get back. You said December, right? December 31st, last day of the year, and you're at 722. All right, man. You know what, Tim? You had me at crazy. You had me at crazy. I'm all in. Tim's name goes down in my big book of doing crazy stuff. Which means that from this point on, Tim gets mentioned, and if I can hopefully remember, but he's in the book. He gets mentioned in every live stream. Frodo Boy says, I'm going to keep doing the 2 a.m. 2-arm workout live every day, every week. Seem to be going good. Good. The more you can go live, the more watch hours you get. It's the easiest and simplest. Let's see. Tanya says, Yogi, when I go into analytics and select the whole time I've been streaming, it says 608 hours. But the eligibility says 465. Huh. I don't know. I don't know if I ever looked at that. I'm going to ask around for some of the people who are in the know. $465 is really good, Tandra. And again, 5 days are being held, so that means you're over 500. I'm betting. Probably considerably over 500. See, Tim says, I have Optimob and 2 other channels helping out. Nice, Tim. Tim says, thank you, brother. You're incredible. Hey, I'm going to read something. I read this earlier today. Runnerboy says, my watch time is 8:33, and you were just at 9:50. So you must have put out some big content last year. MF Dreadson. Hello, my friend. How are you? So I read this afternoon, but Tim just reminded me of it again. This is from Henry David Thoreau. I love Thoreau. If you have built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. That is where they should be. Now put the foundation under them. Which is perfect. It's a way of saying dream whatever you want to dream. Because you're supposed to dream. We're dreaming creatures. We are supposed to imagine. We're supposed to be imagining a better world. And then you put the work in. That's what Tim's doing. He's building the castles in the air, and then one subscriber at a time. Dretson says, a little soggy, but all is well. Hope you're all thriving. Yeah, it seems to be raining just about everywhere, doesn't it? Yep, so Optimob has made his watch hours. It's a fully monetized channel now, which is absolutely awesome. Optimob is a professional channel. And that's because that's the type of people that Timo and Sabine and Bax are. They put their heart and soul in something. They don't do it half-ass. Hey, Alexandria, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Cat is being super noisy. Speaking of big numbers, Poor Man is at 180 subscribers right now. His goal, I think it was just last week, was to get to 50 so he could do a live stream. So he could do a live stream and collab. I'm looking forward to seeing who he collabs with first. I gotta admit, I'm hoping it's Leo. Although, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing Poor Man do a collab with Jace. I wouldn't mind seeing Poor Man do Jace's workout. Jace's workout is deceptively difficult, deceptively hard. He put Jacob through the paces, and Jacob was hurting. And to make Jacob hurt says a whole lot. Alexandria says, feeling a little better. I'm glad to hear that, Alexandria. You've been in my thoughts and my prayers, my friend. I'll take my little herbal sleep supplement. Hey, John. John says, hello, Eric. Have you had any experience with over-associating with ideologies or thoughts? I know to aim for common sense, but never understood what that sticky energy of thoughts are. Interesting. One of the things that we really explore teaching meditation, because if you mention meditation, everyone thinks, man, I can't still my mind. I can't get rid of my thoughts. I've tried. Meditation isn't about getting rid of thoughts. It's about what John said, getting rid of the stickiness of thoughts. In Tibetan Buddhism, it's called Shenpa, Shenpa, which means hook. And that's what our thoughts do. We sit, we take a breath, we relax, we start thinking the mantra, or we focus on the breath. Everything's going fine. And then we say to ourselves, man, why did I think meditation was so hard? I'm kicking meditation's ass. This is easy. Easiest thing I've ever done. And to speaking of things that I've done, and then you start telling a story. Shenpa, and you're hooked in. And not only that, we are so identified, or as John said, over associating. We're so identified with our thoughts. We think that we are the thoughts. We actually believe that we are the narration that's going on. But one of the first things we realize, two things we realize in the first two big insights in the first, let's say, month of meditation. One, the mind is a mess. The mind is a complete mess. It's just thinking and thinking and thinking nonstop. And most of the thoughts don't mean anything. Most of them aren't even important. And then, not only that, we can't stop them. It's a pretty big realization. It's a depressing one, because now that I'm meditating, I notice them even more. But here's what happens. We start finding time when we slip beneath the thoughts. When the mind gets quiet for just an instant, and we realize, wait a minute, there's thoughts happening. But if I'm noticing these thoughts, I can't be the thought. I have to be the witness. I have to be the witness to the thought. Awareness, the observer. And that's a huge breakthrough, knowing that you are not your thoughts. That means the mind is already and always quiet. Thoughts are like the clouds passing through the blue sky. So we have just so closely associated ourselves with our thoughts, because they're happening, it seems like, not only like they're happening to us, they're happening as us. Does that make sense, John? In the beginning of the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, which is the yogic handbook, several thousand years old. Um, at the very, very beginning, Patanjali tells us exactly what, hey, Eric LaPointe, how are you? Tells us exactly what yoga is. Now, I'm going to say yoga, and most people are going to associate it with doing the lotus pose, doing a headstand, doing forward bend, whatever. You're going to think of a pose, an asana. That's just a tiny, tiny aspect. In 195 sutras of the Handbook of Yoga, asanas, the postures, are mentioned 3 times, and all of those pertain to sitting in meditation. Here is, I'm going to give you the first two Yoga Sutras. Sutra means stitching together pithy slogans, which is how we get the word sutra, meaning stitch, Sanskrit. With great respect and love, now the blessing of yoga instructions are offered. This is maybe the most important second one right here. Yoga is experience in that mind which has ceased to identify itself with the vacillating waves of perception. Yoga is experience. Yoga means union, the bringing together. God, spirit, flesh, bone, all of it brought together. The realization that it's all one thing. And so union, self-realization, who we truly are, is realized, is experienced in the mind which has ceased to identify itself with the vacillating waves of perception. Now note, it doesn't say that the perception vanishes, that the waves of perception vanish. It says they're no longer identified. So people think, man, to be a great yogi, to be fully realized in meditation, I need to have no thoughts. Nope, it means you're no longer identified with your thoughts. Even a little bit. Even a little bit. Poor man says, taking a break. Poor man, I was talking about you. Saying that I was wondering who you're going to collab with first. Eric what says, Tandra, it's counting. Oh, that makes sense, Eric. Thank you. It's counting your shorts. Eric knows this stuff. He doesn't know how to use his community page, but he knows other stuff. Tim says, hey, Eric and Tandra. And Eric says, but shorts are the own thing to Tandra. Yeah, and you need a ton. You need a ton of shorts in order to get monetized. It just did not seem realistically possible for me to 3 million, I think, to get the initial, and I think it's 10 million to get to the second. Tim says, joined your family, Eric. On let's see. Tim, you mean the members? Just give me a second, guys. Sorry, 1 second. Oh, hey, by the way, guys, our friend Skeeter is live. He's fishing in the rain. I didn't realize this was the expression. He was skunked last night. You would think that meant straight bass skunk, but it means did not catch a thing. So he's out here trying again. He's going for catfish. I'm going to, I want to share him out real quick. Tim, I appreciate that. Hey, I'm hoping to do a members only live stream tomorrow for another breathing session. And we're going to cover box breathing, which is another variation of the 4x4 breathing, but it has breath retention as well. So if there's a particular time that works for someone, let me know. Hold on, guys. I got a sneeze coming on. I got one of those sneezes where it's coming on, but decides it doesn't want to come all the way on, so it just lingers. Hey, Wendy, how are you? Nice to see you, my friend. Eric Point says, thanks, Tim. I'm already connected to you. Nice. Hey, Tim is on a mission, guys. 1K subs by December, the last day of December, end of the year, without any content. 1K without any content. Hey, Theme, how are you, my friend? Nice to see you. Theme says, thanks, everyone. Absolutely, my friend. Wendy says, slow, just a yogi. I appreciate you stopping by, Wendy. Tanya says, Eric, all right. Okies, thank you. Tanya says, hi to Tim. Pokemon says, hey guys, I have a question on my iPhone. How do I see how many hours I have? I can't find it. It's a good question. It shouldn't matter what phone you're on. If you go to your channel and you click your videos, and you'll see the sign for dashboard. You click on dashboard, then your numbers will come, your hours will come up. It should. Eric White says, Poker, you have to go to YouTube Studios. Theme says, I'm fantastic. How are you? Nice to see you too. I'm doing good, Theme. It was nice seeing you over at Love Our Toy Pups. Boy, that's a high energy live stream, isn't it? Eric Point says, once you go there, hit the dollar sign in the bottom right-hand corner. Once again, Eric LaPointe comes through. Get a thumbs up. Yep, so don't forget, Skeeter, live to get full poll, 4 polls out. Let me say hi real quick. I stopped in and said hi, just briefly right now, and one person already came over to my channel and subscribed, just like that. That's the kind of people, the PA Wild Wars fishing community, that's the kind of people that they are. It was just enough that I said hi to a friend, and they were like right there. Theme says, hit that like. Thank you, my friend. Hey, Theme, are you going to be going live later? Eric Pokemon says, Eric Beyond Point. Guess that's why they call him the Point. It's fitting, isn't it? Hey, John Doe, you still with us? Eric Point says, nice. Yeah, they're just really good people. I've had some vegan friends who have said, it's a fishing channel, right? And I'm like, it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious. Even me, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but when I go to someone's live stream and they have fishing poles, I put two and two together and I realized, wait a minute, this is a fishing channel. Here's my thoughts on being a vegan and supporting fishing and hunting channels. These guys are the best of the best. They are doing it for food. They are doing it because they love to do it. But I watch Bob unhook a fish with the utmost care and put it back in the water. None of them are cruel. That's the big thing for me. And I know a lot of vegans, of course, I'm not going to call anyone out, but I know a lot of vegans who are cruel, who are mean. To me, that defeats the purpose of the reason I'm a vegan is the yogic practice of ahimsa, which means non-harm. That's my practice. It doesn't have to be anyone else's practice. But if you are being mean-spirited, if you have mean intent, and you're a vegan, then you're not practicing ahimsa. You're not practicing non-harmfulness. You're just being mean. Another word I was going to use, but I decided not to. Theme says, yes, I am, 7 p.m. Hey, did you notify? If you want to drop a link for people, feel free. Guys, always feel free to share any of your stuff here. And as mentioned before, someone's live that is more interesting, entertaining, better spoken. I was about to say better looking. Man, you're not going to find that on YouTube. Again, feel free. I'm here. People should always come and go, man. Make YouTube a fluid experience. You know what I mean? Spend some time with a friend, spend some time with another friend, and just keep it going. Theme drops the link. Thank you. Much appreciated. I say this every night, and it hasn't happened in ages. I usually try to be in bed by 7. But if I'm not, I will certainly stop by and say hi. As a matter of fact, what I can do right now, if you guys don't mind me doing work as we talk, I can click on the notification link and I can share him out now. I can give him a like button and leave a comment. And share him on my page so people will know and they can be there, hopefully, 7 o'clock for our friend Theme, who, by the way, has a birthday coming up. Hey, Lion, how are you? Lion says, hey, God bless. Nice to see you, my friend. I will be right back in the chat. All right, theme, it's taken care of. Eric Lapointe, when we were over at um, Love Our Toy Pups, I had to smile when I read you say, "Oh boy," because I knew exactly where you were going with that. Lion says, "Hey Eric." Tanya says, "You try to be in bed every night at 7." That's the intent, and I almost always fail. Usually no later than 7:30. Um, I want to be. I want to get away from computers, from phones, because it inhibits sleep quite a bit. You want to give yourself, at the very least, half an hour, better yet, an hour, even better, 2 hours. I'm not that good. I'm about good for a half an hour away from any type of computer light, because the blue light of the computer uh, simulates the part of the brain affected through the eyes that promotes wakefulness. So if sleep is ever an issue, let's call that step one. Step two, not in any great particular order, have the room as dark as you can make it. No lights, no phone light. If you wake up in the middle of the night, by the way, don't look at the clock. It doesn't matter how much sleep you have left. If you look at the clock, you're going to, one, the light from the phone is going to trigger that response from the eyes. Two, you're going to start thinking, man, I'm going to be up in 2 hours. I'm going to be up in an hour. Holy cow, I only got 15 minutes left. Whatever. You don't want to get the mind running at all. 3, do some breath work before you go to bed. You can do it in bed, as you're lying in bed. Breathe in using the Ujjayi breath that I talked about earlier today. If you weren't here, or you missed it, or you were paying no attention to me, which is probably a really smart thing to do, let me know and I'll demonstrate it again right now. Breathing in using that ha sound through the nose, out through the nose for a count of 4. Very, very briefest pause. It's not a pause that you count. It's just naturally there. Exhale through the nose for a count of 8. Breathing in for 4, breathing out for 8. You can do that for 10 breaths or until you fall asleep. Lion says, you too. Thanks so well. I'm nice to hear that. Lion says, how's the workout going? It's going pretty well, Lion. I got a hurt toe. I'm not exactly sure how it got hurt, but it's slightly infected, I believe. And that is sort of slowing me down a little bit. We got laughing emojis from Eric Lapointe. Hey, I didn't see him on the live stream, Eric. I just heard the name mentioned, and I had the very same reaction of, I don't know. Be interesting to hear your thoughts on that sometime. So, Tandra, 2 years ago, I suffered from a triple. It's right when a lot of stress, losing my business, caregiving for my father, keeping him safe during COVID. He had congestive heart failure, and I was his full-time caregiver. And I thought I was handling it well. And according to my dad, I was. However, the body itself doesn't lie. Your mind, maybe you can play some tricks. But my body was manifesting stress. And it was showing itself as insomnia. It was showing itself through panic attacks and anxiety. And sometimes it was horrible. Um, I was also diagnosed with a progressive lung disorder, which turned out to be, and I couldn't get checked because the medical facility with my insurance, Kaiser Permanente, at the time they weren't doing these tests due to the COVID shutdown. Um, so I thought, on all top of that, here I was, semi-retired, extreme long distance runner, an endurance athlete, and I'm told I got a progressive lung disorder. Turns out I don't. When I finally did get the test, the doctor said, "No, you got really big lungs." His exact words. This is a medical term, I believe. Um, Honestly, his exact words. You have big ass lungs. Um, and I was suffering anxiety, panic attacks, insomnia, and imposter syndrome because I teach people how to get to sleep. I teach people how to deal with panic attacks and anxiety. And I couldn't admit it to myself, which is why my body was exhibiting it, but my mind wasn't acknowledging it. It was split, and it sucked. However, I had a great realization. And the realization was anyone can suffer anything at any time. No one's excluded. No one is excluded from the suckiness of life, from the bad things, from the horrible things. That was a great lesson of the Buddha. However, as the Buddha taught, there's a way out. There's a way out. And the way out is through awareness. So I had to be aware of what was going on with my body and then make some changes accordingly. Little changes. Like getting up super early. I was already getting up at 4 o'clock because I wanted to be up to meditate before I had to take care of my dad, because I was a more effective caregiver for my dad when I stuck with my meditation. And he knew how important it was for me. I had a 30-year meditation practice. So he was very understanding and supportive and encouraging. But I started getting up 3 o'clock. Now I get up at about 2. I have it set for 2:27. I don't know why, but I never use the alarm. Hey, Evan, how are you? Eric Point says, may luck be with them all. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I was so, I wouldn't say anything there, but I was tempted. I was wondering, should I say something? Is it my position to say something? But I think things will be evident soon enough. Evan says, dude, I get anxiety and disconnection. Grew up in a house of mirrors. Let's see. It's 44 says, I'm reading a really neat book called The 5 Things We Cannot Change. Highly recommended. Hey, who's the author? I just copied that. And I'll look it up on Amazon. Thanks. So, getting up early and going to bed early and keeping it, not sleeping in. We all want to sleep in, but it messes up your sleep cycle because now you got to work hard to get back. Oh, you know what? I have several of his books. I have a book on his book on synchronicity, his book on grace, how to be an adult. Thank you. Thank you for that. Excellent author. Getting sunlight to your eyes as early as possible is huge. I probably mention this every day. Exercise, of course, doesn't have to be burpees. It can be walking. Walking in the morning, you get the early sunlight, you enter a light state of meditation because your eyes register the fractal patterns in nature, which puts us into the alpha brainwave state. So it's a natural form of meditation. and you don't have to do anything other than walk. If you add in nasal breathing, now you're doing pranayama, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, not forced. However you naturally breathe, but just doing it through the nose. Now we're adding pranayama, breath work, a light state of meditation, nature, early in the morning, sunlight, you're gold. Now, if you wake up and you do 3 yoga moves, forward bend, what's called the yogic squat or garland squat. Squat down, wide stance, use your elbows to gently pry open the hips a bit, and child pose. 3. You can do it before you walk or after the walk. It feels great after you walk because you're nice and warmed up, you're loose. You do those 3. You can do some additional breath work if you want, or better yet, because you are in that alpha brainwave state, which is the state where we receive inspiration, we're at our creative best. Do some artwork, whatever it is that inspires you. Painting, sculpting, origami, write a haiku, write a poem, keep a journal, keep a gratitude journal. I had a friend who kept notebook after notebook of drawing a circle, his quest to draw the perfect circle. He never did. He didn't want to. He sort of did. That was his quest, but he wanted to be on the quest. Hey, Dan, how are you, my friend? Theme says, thanks for commenting on my Disney stream. On November 7th, I'm going live tonight, 7 p.m. about a hockey game. And hinting that like. Absolutely, my friend. Happy to. Let's see. Theme says, gotta get ready and leave for the hockey game. Hockey arena to have supper. See you later. Take care, Theme. Enjoy the game. Tanya says, I have a book by Dr. Ragnar Chatter. What, Chatterjee? Oops. Called the 4-Pillar Plan. Interesting. I'm going to look that up too. Dan says, I'm doing well, doing great. I'm well, doing great. Glad to hear it, Dan. Hey, Dan, you got any live streams coming up? Yeah, I always appreciate good book suggestions. So putting those things in place that I mentioned, doubling down on my breath work. Again, it was 3 times a day, but specific breaths. I was doing some things wrong, some things I knew from yoga for decades. However, when I got certified to teach, I found out that I was doing a few things that were not productive. Like doing invigorated breathing, sort of like a Wim Hof breathing, close to bedtime or even late in the afternoon. When you do that type of breathing, you are increasing your cortisol, your adrenaline, and your norepinephrine. Those are things that are going to keep you up. You want to enter into the parasympathetic state before bed. And again, just little things. Taking a walk 5 minutes, even inside, after every meal. Minimum of 5 minutes after every meal. It increases your ability to digest. It helps your digestion. If you help your digestion, you're going to sleep better. Digestion takes an enormous amount of energy, and it will, if you're digesting, it will keep you up. Have your last meal at the very latest an hour before bed. Better yet, 2 hours before bed. My last meal is before 4 in the afternoon, and I'm in bed about 7, so I go about 3 hours. So that helped me with insomnia, it helped me with anxiety, and it helped me with panic attacks. Not that those still aren't present, But it's almost like it's the same with a lifetime of depression. Now it's like a cloud. And you ever watch a storm cloud come rolling in? And you see the clouds, but you know you can go inside. You see the storm coming, but you know you got plenty of time. Hey, Toy Pups, my friend, how are you? Toy Pup says, my friend, thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. Absolutely. I had a great time on your live stream. It was a lot of fun. And I don't know why. As I said, I somehow felt compelled, as if I was hearing this soft voice saying, super chat, super chat. And I had to do it. Eric LaPointe says, connected, damn. Oh, wow, I thought you might have been connected already. Eric, I need to double check on that to make sure that people are. Hey, speaking of connections, is everyone connected to Toy Pups? I hope so. Let's see. Toy Pup says, I know. It was the ASMR. It was. It was hypnotized. Toy Pups hypnotized me on a live stream. She lulled me in with a song, a nice relaxing song, a yogi song, and then planted that subliminal message. But you know what? Well worth it. Let's see. Toy Pup says, thanks so much. We're just happy we made you smile. You certainly did. Your whole, I'll be honest with you, your whole live stream was one big smile the entire time. You have no let up. You're all gas, no brakes, but in an easy manner, if that makes sense. You just constantly and continuously saying nice things to people and making up songs. Speaking of songs, did you guys know that I have a theme song? I actually officially have 2 theme songs. Tanya says, Dr. Chatterjee, you can send out an email every Friday, which is interesting reading. Nice. I'm going to look him up. Tanya says, hi there, love our Toy Pups. Let's see. Eric Point says, it's a great live. Love. Toy Pup says, that's just great feedback. We appreciate that so much. That's our goal in a nutshell. And you do it. You do it very well. Dam says, Yogi, I want to go live, and I will as soon as I get a good day on the river. I'm working a lot right now. I'll be on the lookout for you, Dam. And as I mentioned to Theme up above, whenever you're ready to go live, feel free to come here and let everyone know and drop a link so we can join you. Love our Toy Pups says, let's hear your theme song, please. You know what? I'm awful glad that you asked. I can do that. Give me 1 second. So, let me tell you the story about the theme song. That I have joyfully been giving some watch hours to our friend Tandra. Happily so. I love giving people watch hours who I like listening to, because I can have them up and playing, and then at any odd time during the day, I can dive in and listen. If I'm sitting here having something to eat, right? I can dive in the conversation. So I do that through the day, and I'll have Tandra up from when I get up, usually, to before I go to bed. And I noticed I was singing a song, and I didn't know the song. And I started thinking, why do I have this song in my head? Now, I'm I'm a highly skilled, experienced meditator, as well as meditation teacher. So you'd think I would know what's going on in my head. I couldn't figure it out. And then it dawned on me. I'm singing Tandra's theme song. And of course, it was making me smile because Tandra makes me smile. Um, and I mentioned that to her, and she laughed. And very graciously, very talentedly. I'm not sure if talentedly is actually a word, but it should be because it applies so well to our friend Tandra. And guys, that's the story.
A little bit of yogi in the morning light, helping out the people, feeling just right. Nature calls my spirit in the early dawn. Yogi always with me, all the worries gone. Yogi 24/7, guide us through the day, finding peace in moments, show us all the way. Helping hands and kindness, spread them all around. In the heart of nature, love is nearly found. Breathing in the stillness, life is but a song. Yogi in the forest, where we all belong. Yogi 24/7, here and here to stay. Joining us in laughter, worries blown away. Breathing in the stillness, life is but a song. Yogi in the forest, where we all belong. Yogi 24/7, here and here to stay. Join us in laughter, worries blown away.
That was from our amazing friend, Tandra. What a gift. Let's see. Hey, Reaper. Again, it was a surprise. Absolutely love it. The reason why I had the phone pointing away, one, I'd like to show off my drapes from 1974. And two, I didn't want people seeing me doing my yogi improvisational dance moves that I have reserved just for that song. The world is not yet ready for my dancing. Hey, Bob, how are you? Let's see. Bob says, just popping in, can't stay, but we'll leave you running, buddy. Much appreciated, Bob. Hey, you all connected with Bob? Bob is a full-time YouTuber for a good reason, because no one does YouTube better than Bob. Deb says, for sure will, that you and Bob know when I go live. Nice. We got a nice emoji from Tandra. Eric Point says Tandra's the best. She is the best. Bob says, oh yeah. So definitely make sure you subscribe to Bob. Make sure you subscribe to Dan. These guys are definitely the best. Toy Pup says, "Oh my God, so beautiful. Awesome song. Good stuff. Thank you, Dan." Pup says, "We're so lucky to meet you. I knew it. Perfect. Perfect." When we get a yogi, Tanja says, "Thanks." Tanja smiling. Toy Pup says, "You're so talented. God bless you. Very talented." Toy Pup said, "Like in love." You know what? That's because you're so musical yourself, Toy Pups. When I came into the live stream today, I got a song sung for me from Love Our Toy Pups. Damn says, "Sub to you, Tandra. Good song indeed." Tandra's going to sub back. Nice, guys. Tandra says, "I like the other song too." It was a tough choice for me. Tomorrow night, I'm going to close down. Remind me tomorrow night, and we will close down with the second song. Tandra sent me a second song, and it was a tough choice. But I think because when she sent it to me, the first one, I was just so overwhelmed that there is now an emotional attachment to that song. Both are beautiful, but the first one's definitely got my heart. So we're going to wrap things up in just a minute. I'm really, when I think about Bob's channel, Stuart the Fish Whisperer, his channel, and Love Our Toy Pups, these people have a stated mission, what they want to do. And I find that overwhelmingly inspiring and affirming because I'll be honest, as I mentioned before, I decided at a certain point I didn't want to restart my business that I had lost. Just didn't feel like my heart was in it anymore. I had my own home training business. I went to people's houses with my kettlebells, stuff like that. And I taught meditation and taught some breath work. I just didn't feel like I was meant to do that at this point in my life, but I did think, man, maybe I can do something on YouTube. It took me a while to get there. And then I started thinking, maybe I can't do anything on YouTube. Does anyone really want to sit and listen to me yammer away? Because that's basically what I do. Yeah, I do burpees in my basement. No one wants to watch me do burpees in my basement. I've mentioned that before. I don't want to watch me doing burpees in my basement. So I don't blame anyone. I do love doing nature shorts. But mainly, I live stream. I come in here and I talk nonsense for an hour, hour and a half, a couple times a day. I've been fortunate. I've made some great friends. So, again, I was sort of wavering. And then I met Bob, I met Stuart, and they are dedicated to what they're doing. They're unwavering in what they're doing. And I met Love Toy Pups, who talks about the mission that she has and wants to do. And I thought, man, you know what? These guys are just inspiring me. That, who knows? You know what? Who knows? I read Henry David Thoreau earlier. Let me read that right now before we shut things down again. So this is for Bob. This is for Stuart the Fish Whisperer. This is for Tandra, anyone else who has a stated YouTube goal. This is for Love Our Toy Pups. Henry David Thoreau said, "If you have built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. That is where they should be. Now put the foundation under them." So, as Emerson said, the ancestor to every action is a thought. So, if you don't think you can do it, you're absolutely right. If you think you can do it, you're absolutely right. Let's see, Toy Pop says, Yogi, thank you so much for acknowledging. Our advice is simply believe in yourself. Anything is possible, and we believe good things come from bad. That's awesome. I'm happy to keep seeing the community expand. And I purposely choose the word community. That I don't like saying the burpee community. I don't like saying the yoga community. I don't like saying the fishing community. Community and all of its many, many genres. You know? Because if we think of someone having, well, this is the fishing community. And I'm not saying it isn't, but there's a larger community within it all, where all of these other sub communities, they all belong within that big friendship that we can all build up for the benefit of all of us. Which is why if you have a fishing channel and you're going live and I see it, I'm going to share you out. If you are Love Our Toy Pups and I see you going live, I'm going to share you out. If you are Eric Lapointe on a tractor, I'm going to share you out. Imagine how it would feel if one person was deprived of seeing Eric Lapointe on a tractor. It was my fault. I couldn't live with myself. Let's see, Toy Pop says, we love listening to you. You're sincere, you're genuine, and you're so kind to everyone. We appreciate you so much. Well, thank you. Kindness is literally my practice. And I love thinking in terms of practice. Because when you practice, it means you don't have to get it right. You try. And you correct yourself. And most importantly, if kindness is your practice, it means you gotta practice on yourself. Don't beat yourself up all those times you make mistakes, because you gotta make mistakes. It's part of the practice. My very first meditation teacher, 1980 something to the early 90s, Eknath Eswaran, a great teacher. His meditation method was called passage meditation. You take a holy passage, something that's been handed down through generations of spiritual traditions. It could be from yogic tradition, it could be through Christianity, it could be through Judaism, whatever calls for you. But he recommended starting with the prayer of St. Francis. And the premise is that you become what you meditate upon. And a prayer of St. Francis begins with, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. And it goes on. I'll read the whole thing tomorrow. And again, you become what you meditate on. So when you meditate on that passage, it becomes how you live your life. You become an instrument of peace. So I take every opportunity on Facebook to be or Facebook tells you how old I am, guys. Every opportunity on YouTube to be an instrument of peace, to practice kindness, to extend love. Not always easy. You can only hear so many ball jokes in a single live stream. But you know, you get by. Let's see. Toy Pup says, can you tag us when you go live so we can join you? Absolutely. I don't know how to do. I don't know how to do that, but I bet you, uh, you could show me. But yeah, I'll definitely do that. That would be fun. Laboratory Pup says we shared you live. Much appreciated. All right, guys. So I'm gonna wrap things up for tonight. I'll be back. I'll be here at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. I don't know what I'm gonna read tomorrow. Guys, did you know this? Ozzy Osbourne sniffs ants. And that is how you do it, guys. That's how you close down a live stream. Straight from the wisdom of Eric LaPointe. Ozzy Osbourne sniffs ants. Ponder that. Ponder that, and you will know the secrets of the universe, or at least you will understand Ozzy Osbourne a little bit better. Laboratory Pup says, I'll tell you how. Awesome. I'll be live 3 times tomorrow. Tanya says, good night, all. Good to see you tonight. It was good to see you, Tandra, as always. Let's see. Laboratory Pup says, I love the book you just read. Thank you. Now, the last book I've read on my live stream, my 5 a.m. live stream, was my book, my first book. I wrote this in 1999. Many of you weren't even born in 1999. But I read the last little stanza today, so I'm going to be picking out something different tomorrow. I might do Deepak Chopra's The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. Or I might go back to A Course in Miracles. We'll see. But I'm also open. Anything you guys want to hear, let me know. Let's see. Eric Point says, good night, everyone. Levar Toy Pup says, thank you again. Yogi, you're absolutely welcome, my friend. I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. Take care, guys.